Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the premiere performance of Case Closed, the Dorian Corey story. We ask that you turn off all mobile devices during the performance. Restrooms are located in the basement, and the handicap facilities are located behind the backstage curtain. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
Came out and dressed for the occasion, and you know, some of y'all, well, you did the best you could with what you had. So, I just got a little question for all of y'all. Please tell me you like my dress. You like my dress? You see, this is what's known in the business as a showstopper, okay? Now, if y'all see a bitch dressed like this, you know she about to turn out, okay? I got something for you, baby. You come to you again, baby, because you're so cute. C'est là, moyen, no oui. Honey, that is French culture. And just so everybody knows, I bury bitches in culture, okay? Now, for those of you who reside under a rock, or you live in Jersey, allow me to introduce myself, okay? My name is Velma Glamour. And I am the legendary mother of the incomparable House of Glamour. Darling, one day you can tell your grandchildren you are all in the presence of royalty, okay? Now I know what you must be thinking. What's the deal with this bitch? Isn't she a bit long in the tooth to be full of herself? Yes, I am. But I am also the last standing original mother of any house in the land. Darling, you all are looking at gay history in its finest form. Now that you've all been schooled just a little bit, the time has come, okay? So just sit back, relax, and you just let Mama show you how we did it. That's a throw it down, okay? So, are y'all ready? I'm just gonna ask y'all again. Are y'all ready?
Never gonna believe what just landed on my desk. That drag queen mummy case, the one in the news. You want it? Yeah, I didn't think so. I must have really pissed somebody off. Get this. Guy was shot in the head, wrapped in naugahyde, stuffed in a trunk, and then stashed in the back of a closet. Some drag queen named Dorian Corey. Yeah, the Vic's got an impressive rap sheet. Assault with a deadly weapon, armed robbery, forgery, possession, burglary. Yeah. Sounds like a real upstanding citizen. From the decomposition of the body, the medical examiner estimates it been there somewhere between 15 and 25 years. You can't make this shit up. Yeah. Gee, thanks.
I was born on a very small farm in upstate New York. Life on the farm wasn't as boring as one might think. I had my fair share of romps in the hay with the local boys. always under the pretense of being so drunk they could never remember what happened last night. You sucked a dick last night, that's what happened. I recall enduring endless conversations about tight-kneed little girls who never put out, a subject I cared very little to nothing about. I would just sit there nodding, staring at their crotches, waiting for the alcohol to kick in. I came to the conclusion many years ago that fairy tales are exclusively for little white girls with pigtails, and the rest of us are on our own. Well, naturally, I assumed that one day I too would meet Mr. Right, fall in love, buy a house with a white picket fence, yada, yada, yada. It never happened. The older you get, the less likely it is to ever happen. That's just a fact of nature. The world can be a cold and unforgiving place for a 53-year-old drag queen with delusions of grandeur. Oh, don't get me wrong. I've had more than my fair share of men over the years, but none of them mine. Not one. Fun fact, no one ever marries their dirty little secret. Next subject, please. My legacy. Who cares what people say about you when you're dead and gone? There is an old Negro spiritual that goes, if I can help somebody as I pass this way, then my living shall not be in vain. Gospel Dollar.
Well, how quaint. Just like in the movies.
Thank you for meeting with me, Mr. Parker. I try to make this as painless as possible.
Oh, but one man's pleasure is another man's pain.
I'm Detective Paul Dombrowski.
Oh, charmed, I'm sure.
You've been called down here as part of a murder investigation.
Ooh, how dramatic. Do continue.
Thank you.
Am I a suspect, detective?
Right now, you're a person of interest.
Ditto.
How well do you know Frederick Legg?
Never heard of him. Tell me, detective, do you own a uniform?
This will go a lot faster if you just answer the questions I asked you. Frederick Legg was also known as Dorian Corey.
Oh, Miss Stoddard? Of course I knew her.
How well?
Well, we never bumped purses, if that's what you're implying. Although we did have that threesome with the Bulgarian cab driver down in Philly. We did a double reverse trombone, but that's hardly a story for mixed company. Dorian and I, we was just sisters.
Female siblings?
Just an expression. Pardon me for being so forward. It's just really hard to concentrate with those big blue eyes of yours. They're so intoxicating.
So I've been told. Are you aware that when he died, a dead body was found in his closet?
Oh, that's what you're investigating. It must be a slow week. I had heard rumors, and she was on the cover of New York Magazine. Oh, how she would have loved that. A drag queen with a mummy in her closet. A real murder mystery.
There's, something I want you to see.
Oh, well, detective, we just met.
Do you know this man?
What man?
The guy in the picture?
Is this one of those rickshaw things?
Look closer.
I see a Nigerian ant farm in Sunset.
That is Robert Worley's face.
Well, he's in desperate need of a good moisturizer.
He's dead.
Still. Look, detective, what did you say your name was again?
Dombrowski.
Polish?
Do you recognize him?
I mean, it's just really hard to tell. That is a very unflattering photograph.
Take a good look.
No, never seen him before in my life. Is this what you call me down here, folks? To look at photographs of dead people?
Mr. Parker, a man was murdered and kept in a closet for over 20 years. You think that's funny?
I mean, it's kind of funny. Tell me, what does any of this have to do with moi?
You tell me.
Would it be too much to ask to get a cup of coffee around here, dog?
Yes, my instincts tell me you know more than you're saying.
Well, one can never really count on Polish instincts, can one?
I will not hesitate to arrest your ass. You can count on that.
Arrest me for what?
Hindering an investigation?
You know what? I am not hindering a damn thing. Best of luck with your little investigation. I mean, it really was nice meeting you. I mean,
sit your ass back down in that chair now!
Child, you just spit in my
Sit
face!
down!
There you go again. Will you just try to contain your saliva? I mean, it feels like Niagara Falls in this bitch.
You think I'm here to play games with you?
Look at you, so pushed. I bet you a handful in a boudoir, barking orders in that tight little uniform.
I got it all night. And you will not leave this room until you tell me what you know about the murder.
Excuse me? I don't know nothing. Zilch, nada, yet. I've never met Bobby, whatever his name is, and from the looks of his latest photo shoot, I never will.
Stop it!
Stop what?
All of it! Stop it! You know what I'm talking about. Sit there, answer the questions, and knock it off. Am I clear?
Not really!
A few years later, I discovered a little dive of a bar on the outskirts of town called the Blue Door. It was an old, dank, seedy barn that smelled like cheap gin and axe. It was the only place around where blacks and whites coexisted socially, if you can call it that. I mean, it hosted a plethora of deviants, mostly drug addicts and prostitutes and homosexuals. You see, there were no gay bars back then, at least none I knew of. We had to follow the depravity. I was a very beautiful young child, if I do say so myself. Inevitably, some older gentleman would come snooping around. We exchanged pleasantries, then go out behind the barn and do the deed. I was a child, giving myself to dirty old men in exchange for nothing. Never occurred to me I was being taken advantage of. That would be the beginning of what later would become a sad excuse for a love life, but I digress. Rule of thumb at the Blue Door was you kept your mouth shut and you minded your own business. Well, I was in heaven. All that attention, not to mention the sex. Yes, it was all sunshine and lollipops until Mother got wind that I had been seen out behind the barn. Cue the dramatic music.
How long did they date?
Who?
Dorian and Robert.
Why don't you just hold a seance and ask them?
Legally, I can detain you for 48 hours, so start talking. It's going to be the longest 48 hours of your life.
Well, I once sat through an entire Suzanne Somers concert series, so...
When did they meet?
How the hell should I know? I knew Dorian for over 30 years. I saw her men come and I saw them go. I don't remember seeing anything that looked like that. He's not a type.
And why's that?
Dorian only dated rich guys. But I myself believe in equal opportunity. Rich, poor, black, white. I mean, it's all the same when the lights go off. You know what I mean?
No. No, I do not.
Is there a light switch up in this joint? Nah.
47 hours and 51 minutes.
Fine, continue.
So, Dorian was a drag queen transvestite. What?
Dorian was unique. She became this larger-than-life persona who did her own thing without letting. Some would even call her a pioneer of sorts. She also was the first female impersonator to get actual breast implants, but that was way back in the early 60s before they perfected the technique they use on the girls today. I mean, they were a bit lopsided and way too small for her frame. But they was cute enough for show. Oh, how she loved to flash them. Those titties made her a lot of money over the years. And they did wonders for her love life. So, you know, I guess all in all, a bad investment.
Got it. Fast forward.
Well, no shade. But Miss Dorian wasn't what one might call a classic beauty. I mean, not everybody can pull off sheer realness. I mean, she was 6'2" with a stocking feet and a solid 200 pounds if she was an ounce. The whole thing had trouble finding men's shoes in her size, let alone a pair of bumps. Her size was just always a touchy subject. Oh, the indignities that poor child suffered, all for being... I'm trying to think of a delicate way to say this. Exhausted. I mean, being petite has its drawbacks as well. I can't think of any at the moment, but I mean, I myself have always been a perfect size pole. Honey, when I get full of fat, bitches be dirty.
Oh, no doubt. Dorian ever talk about anyone breaking into his apartment?
Why would anyone break into her apartment?
Just answer the question, did he own a gun?
Oh!
Dorian!
Could you refer to Miss Dorian as she out of respect for the dead?
Did she own a gun?
Thank you. I have no idea.
You know a person for over 30 years, you don't know if they own a gun or not?
Darling, I'm making a point to mind my own business, especially when bitches be talking about guns. If she had a gun, I ain't never saw it.
You own a gun?
No, I do not.
You ever owned a gun?
Hell no, you ain't got nothing that ties me to that mummified bitch.
When was the last time you spoke to Dorian?
I used to visit her every day in the hospital towards the end.
What'd you talk about?
Mostly about how fierce her farewell performance was. She was so weak, but she was determined to give us a good performance. Miss Jasmine said she got to Sally's at 4 o'clock in the evening for a midnight show to get ready.
Sally who?
That's a drag ball on 43rd. That night was so magical. In Dorian, she was without flaw. Oh, she appeared at the top of the stairs wearing this long white gown covered in thousands of bugle beads. And she was wearing a platinum blonde wig. Platinum! Oh, when the lights dimmed down, the whole room was illuminated by her reflection. They gave her Entertainer of the Year that night. But sadly, that will be her last trophy. Whole thing fell ill with the virus. Shortly after that, it was hospitalized. They treated her like a dog in that place. They would just put her food on trays and just toss it in the room way out of her reach. Sometimes she would have to lay in her own feces for days. I did my best, Shirley McLean in that bitch. I cussed out everybody I laid eyes on. Doctors, nurses, candy stripe girls. I made sure they treated her with some respect. The last time I saw her, she was just all curled up in that hospital bed. She just looked so. Facing your own mortality it's just really hard, especially if you're doing it alone. But I fixed her up. I went in there and I did her hair, her makeup, and I even did her nails. I made sure she left this world with a little dignity.
Dorian have any enemies?
You mean like a rival drag gang?
The sooner you start taking this investigation seriously, the sooner you'll be able to go.
I mean, Dorian was a legendary mother of the House of Corinth. Bitches bow before her wherever she appeared. Their annual balls named after her.
Speak English!
A house is a gay family usually made up of strays, runaways, and misfits. All the people society has turned their backs on. The mother of the house is the authority figure that guides the children in the right direction.
Is there a father of the house?
No. I caught that.
Where did you two meet?
All this ancient history? I mean, who cares? Well, I met Dorian back in 1959. Back when she was performing at a little club called Dixie. I'll never forget the first time I saw her on stage. She did this voodoo goddess act. 4 big muscle men dressed like African warriors. They carried her on stage in a coffin-like shaped basket. Then she popped out holding this 6-foot live boa constrictor. Ooh, she did this sexy tribal dance with her naked titties flopping all over the place. It was very Josephine Baker. You know, the audience, it went wild.
Okay. So you met at the club.
Well, back then, drag shows were considered decadent. Most audiences was made up of straight white couples looking for a 99 out on the time. You know, the majority of gays wouldn't be called dead in the gay club for fear of being outed.
Any of this relevant to the murder?
No. But that was a real thing back then. I mean, people lost their houses, their jobs, their cars, their children, even their freedom just for being gay. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Dixie. Well, everybody knew that all the gay clubs were owned by my mom, and it was a known fact that Dorian was dating the owner of Mr. Vince Bianchi. Well, he was a married, cigar-smoking, pistol-toting, full-fledged monster. He's also the one that paid for her tips. I mean, perhaps he's the one who killed that man in a photograph in a jealous rage.
I think you know a hell of a lot more than you say.
What you think is irrelevant. I had nothing to do with this, and quite frankly, I'm getting sick and tired of all your assumptions and your innuendo.
You see, homosexuality was a sin back then. Still is, I guess. Somehow, word had gotten back to my mother that not only had I been seen at the Blue Door, but I had been seen cavorting with well-known homosexuals. When she confronted me, all I had to do was deny it and be a little more discreet next time. Then came the $64,000 question. Are you one of them? Well, there was such disdain in her voice that it arose the rebel in me. I recall thinking, what happens if I say yes? I kept running different scenarios around in my head. And then, pow! She hauled off and slapped me across the face. Apparently, not answering a question like that in a reasonable amount of time is answering the question. Then she started in with the Lord's top 10. The Lord did not make you this way. The Lord meant for man to sleep with woman. It is an abomination. You will burn in the eternal fires of hell. All this for sucking a few dicks behind a barn. The entire time she was ranting and raving, my poor father stood quietly behind her. He never said a word. At one point, while she was quoting Deuteronomy, he looked up at me. And from just one glance, I could tell that he still loved me no matter what. To this day, my biggest regret in life is that I never kept in contact with my father. Towards the end of her sermon, she threatened to put me out if I did not repent and change my evil ways. If that's the life you want to live, you will not live it under this roof. In a very small voice, I murmured, I guess I should go then. Oh, Mother was not one to be challenged. She picked up a box, threw my stuff in it, and told me to get out. As I headed down the front stairs, my father grabbed me, kissed me on the cheek, and tucked 3 $10 bills inside my wallet. Oh, that would have laid her in her grave if she had known about that $30. To this day, I still keep 3 $10 bills in the back of my wallet. So, there I was, a 16-year-old homosexual on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere, holding a box filled with my few pitiful worldly possessions. The best thing about starting at the bottom is you've got nowhere to go but up. Let the church say amen.
You ever meet this bitch, Bianchi?
Oh, several times. You know, Dorian, she used to have these wild rim parties. I mean, talk about your cast of delinquents and misfits. I mean, Vince used to pop up every now and then just to make sure Dorian wasn't doing him dirty.
She have any other boyfriends?
Oh, up her left.
So she was promiscuous.
Party back there.
Stop calling me that! Tell me more about the misfits and delinquents.
Dorian would take in just about anyone that needed help. I mean, she'd give them food, shelter, whatever they needed to get back on their feet. That's just who she was.
You think Robert Worley could have been someone she took in?
I mean, he could have been. I mean, he looked like a misfit.
Why are you so angry with a complete stranger?
Excuse me?
You've been taking pot shots at him ever since I showed you his picture. Guy was the victim of a terrible crime. Most people be more sympathetic.
I don't like his face. He looks like a very nasty person.
You told all that from one photograph.
Are we anywhere close to being done here? I have a performance this evening.
How long did you two live together?
From 1960 to 1977. Does that crack the case for you?
Who else lived there?
Various people. Next.
Just to be clear, You never saw the dead body in the closet?
I don't know about you, but I don't go around snooping in other people's closets.
What about the stench? You have to have smelt it even if you can see it.
Honey, the entire building was funky. I mean, did it ever occur to you that perhaps maybe somebody placed the body there before we all moved in? Or maybe somebody stashed the body there after she died?
Read it.
This poor man broke into my house and tried to rob me. And?
Recognize the signature?
Should I?
That note was found on Robert Worley's body. Handwriting experts have confirmed the signature to be Dorian Corey's.
Well, there you have it. Case closed. What is it you want from me?
I don't think she did it alone.
You know, my attorney seems to be detained. He's gonna be here any
So,
minute.
you expect me to believe that you and Dorian shared a 3-bedroom apartment for 17 years and never went into a closet?
Oh, honey, Dorian was a costume designer. I mean, she designed gowns for all the girls' fabulous creations. I mean, she would bury a bitch in bugle beads, sequins for days, matching hairpins, scarves, you name it. I mean, she also was one of the first blacks to get accepted into Parsons School of Design.
Closet? I asked you about a freaking closet!
And I'm getting there. My point is that every now and then I used to help her, and sometimes that meant going in her closet and getting different materials, but I never saw or smelled any dead bodies.
Oh, I think you did.
Honey, you milking a dead cow.
And you lied through your teeth!
Ooh, there goes them Polish instincts again.
It's called cognitive deflection. Guilty people do it all the time. I asked you a direct question about the murder and you answered some crap about my eyes. It's a juvenile little attempt to shift focus. Your efforts with all this flirting stuff is a waste of time.
I've met your kind before. You can be had.
What?
I got 1,000 movie quotes rummaging around in my head waiting for the perfect cue.
That explains some of it.
That one was from She Done Him Wrong. Paramount, 1933. But I gave it a little Betty Davis for full effect.
Good choice.
Thank you. I mean, it felt like a Betty Davis moment. You know Miss Davis, she took lip from no one. I mean, she'd read a bitch in a heartbeat, then she'd give you the once over with those gigantic eyes of hers, and she'd give it to you with both barrels. For the remainder of this interrogation, I will be channeling Miss Davis from the 1937 classic film, Mark 1.
Why do you insist on making this so hard? Say it, I swear to God I'll knock you off that chair!
You go ahead and slug me, Ricardo. Give me your best shot. You ain't got nothing on me, do you hear me? Nothing!
Is this part of your act?
No. I'm just deflecting just a little bit. You ever seen a drag show today?
Yes, goddammit!
Did you like it?
Ha! No. I prefer the real thing.
Well, I've been told my drag shows are superior to Mo's. How about a few free passes?
The idea of an old man prancing around the stage in women's clothes trying to be sexy makes me kind of nauseous.
Cut to 1967, the summer of love. Bitches were running around with feathers in their hair, free love, peace signs. It was a very strange time in American history. We were all going to change the world. I was going to become the first drag queen to cross over into the mainstream America. The name Dorian Corey would become synonymous with glamour and beauty. But the years went by so fast. Don't get me wrong. In my small corner of the world, I am what's known as legendary. Gay translation, old and still kicking. I went to this ball the other week, this thing that passed for a ball. Anyway, this Caucasian queen comes running up to me and starts kissing my hand as if I were the queen mother. Oh, thank you so much for everything you have done for us. You are a true inspiration. I wanted to say, I didn't do shit for you, honey. I mean, it's all air kisses and kumbaya now. But in the early days, the white queens had absolutely no use for us. The darker your complexion, the less likely you were to ever gain admittance into one of their clubs. I remember this one queen, Sheena. She looked a bit like Nipsey Russell. One way or another, she was determined to get into this whites-only club. This silly bitch got her hands on some stage makeup and tried to paint herself white. Well, after they finished laughing, they picked her up and literally threw her black ass out the door. On the other hand, the white queens would come slumming up to Harlem whenever they craved a little dark meat. As with anything, there were exceptions. But the general consensus was, you are not welcome here. So take your ghetto drag back to Harlem, where it belongs. I, on the other hand, would show up wearing $500 gowns, dripping in rhinestones and furs, looking like I own the joint. They had no choice but to step aside and let me in. I would later headline in those very same clubs. You see, love me or hate me, no one could ever deny I had the best show in town.
Did you see the movie?
You know, I can't say that I did.
Ooh, it won all kind of awards.
Oh, I head over to Blockbuster as soon as we're done here.
Ooh, child, it was some mess. We all put on our Sunday best, and we went right to the premiere on 52nd Street. And there was Dorian, sitting 50 feet tall, looking just like the Queen of Sheba. Woo! She was beating her face, spewing her philosophies on life. She was in all her glory. But I will never, ever, ever, till the day I die, forget seeing Dorian, Pepper, and Willie on the Joan River show promoting that movie. Woo! But there she was, in the middle of the afternoon, on national television, in full drag, talking about her tits. Woo! Coast to coast bitches look rude.
Yeah. So the medical examiner places Robert Worley in that trunk somewhere around 1970. You lived there 1960 to 1977.
Yes, we've already established that. Would it help expedite the process if I wrote everything down for you?
You never saw any kind of gun in the apartment?
For the umpteenth time, no.
You on drugs back then?
I wouldn't say on drugs. But let the record show I've done my fair share of experiment. I mean, you were the experiment detective?
I need the names of everyone that lived in that
Oh,
apartment.
honey, you milking a dead cow.
Names! I need all the names now.
I must say, your erratic outbursts are a bit sudden and it's kind of wet.
Let's start with one name.
Oh, my head is swimming. Can you guess what movie that's from? I'll give you a hint. The lead male character is a handsome Pollock by the name of Stanley. You give up? I'll give you another hint.
You don't remember one single name?
Dubois, Blanche Dubois.
And is this Blanche Dubla a man or a woman?
Oh, what difference does it make? Most of them are dead and gone by now anyway.
How about we start with the names of the roommates you had sex with?
Ooh, how presumptuous
You
of
said it was a free-for-all?
Not for me. My dear sainted mother always said that a young lady never lets the boys test her goodies. I mean, nobody buys a cow with used udders.
mother said that?
Well, not in those exact words. And she might have been talking to my sister. But you get the general idea.
What about the drugs? She said everyone was high on drugs.
Drugs back then were more recreational. Everything was just a bit more civilized, and not like the kids today.
I'm picturing a wild, drug-filled orgy.
Ooh, not too many bottoms, I hope.
Mr. Worley is high on something. Somehow he gets seduced to this house of depravity. Maybe he thinks the guys are really women at first, or maybe he's new to the scene so he doesn't know. He gets cold feet, decides he doesn't want to play anymore,
So she shoots him 2 times in the head?
Who told you he was shot twice?
That was a natural assumption. Perhaps I read it in an article someplace.
That detail was our holdback. Somebody in that apartment killed Robert Worley, and you know who.
That apartment was a safe haven. Every few months, another tragic soul would show up on our doorstep looking for help. I mean, it was like a gay finishing school. They moved in, learned all about gay living in the city, then they moved on. I mean, some stayed a few years, some just a few weeks, some just a
Nobody gives a shit! A man was murdered!
Dorian was a good person. She lived her life in the service of others, as they say. If you had ever met her, you know how absurd any idea of her killing
The only thing I know for certain is that someone in that apartment murdered Robert Worley. If not Dorian, then who?
Perhaps it was a suicide.
Oh, so your theory is he shot himself in the head 2 times, wrapped himself in an overhide, and then jumped in the trunk?
I said perhaps.
Last chance.
I have told you everything I can recall. You and I, we are done here. We are done.
Maybe you need the rest of the weekend to refresh your memory. You are under arrest.
Excuse me?
Sit down. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights as I'm explaining to you?
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, my Polish instincts tell me your next drag show is going to be for an upstate prison.
Most of the children today have never even seen a proper drag show. They think all you have to do is grab a shake-and-go wig, squeeze into a corset, and slap on some war paint. I went to this pathetic excuse the other night somewhere in the bowels of Jersey. Anyway, this child comes out in what can only be described as hoochie couture from the clearance rack at Sears. She does a split and then proceeds to hump the floor. I mean, where does one go after one has humped the floor? No jokes, no monologue, just a boy in a cheap dress humping the stage for 5 minutes. But there was a time, not that long ago, when the art of drag was taken quite seriously. You didn't dare step on that stage if you weren't giving them 110%. We were perfectionists, as with all professions. The best finds its way to rise to the top. I used to do this one number. I'd appear center stage, surrounded by 6 gorgeous muscle men, all frozen, wearing nothing but G-strings. One by one, they'd come to life as I sang to them. I stole that directly from Mae West, for the record. Do you see this gown? I spent 8 whole months strategically placing each and every bugle beat. Now, that might sound like an utter waste of time to you, but I can still see the looks on their faces. When you can make an entire room of venomous queens gasp with delight, You've earned your status, darling. Pardon me. It's showtime.
You got shoes, all the boys children got shoes, my Lord. When we get to heaven, gonna put on shoes, we gonna walk, we gonna talk. Oh, Lord, heaven, oh, Lord, heaven. I got a rope, you got a rope, all the boys children got rope, my Lord. When we get to heaven, gonna put on a rope, we gonna shout, gonna shout. Oh, Lord, heaven, heaven,
My, don't we look awfully comfortable with our feet all up on the furniture?
They're coming out of the woodwork.
And you are? Is she a mute?
No, she's just very particular about who she speaks to.
Would somebody please tell me who this child or sprite on my sofa is?
Raymond Harris.
Oh, and she speaks.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise, I'm sure. Let me guess. You got kicked off the plantation and you're in need of lodging, so you came here for a charitable handout?
Raven, God. How about Rayla and I or Raven? No, yeah, one of those already. Regina. That's it, Regina. She looks like a Regina, don't you think? I hereby christen thee, Miss Regina Harris.
His cornbread ain't quite done in the middle.
No, I like it. Y'all can call me Regina.
I doubt you won't be here long enough for all that.
Miss Regina here hails from the great state of Alabama.
Georgia.
Her special talents include... Do you have any special talents?
Not really.
Don't worry, we'll get you some. Regina arrived at the Port Authority a few days ago on a gray house.
Poor thing. Look at her. Everything she owns in those two sad trash bags.
Are you drunk already?
I fail to see the relevance of your ill-mannered inquiry.
She arrived here around 2 a.m. Dorian fixed her a plate and put her on the sofa.
What kind of person goes knocking on strangers' doors at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Apparently Miss Corticia gave her our address.
Sweetie, there seems to have been some catastrophic mix-up. You see, the inn is filled to capacity, so I'm gonna need you to grab your 2 little trash bags and then move. Velma, black ass. Corticia got some nerve. That wing-toed bitch. We don't know a damn thing about this child.
She's one of us.
She can be a junkie axe murderer on the run from the law for all we know. I mean, look at her.
Got an axe in one of them there bags?
No.
How about some drugs?
What part of Georgia are you from?
A small town called Stillmore. 3 stoplights, 1 restaurant, and a gas station. Now it's the town free.
Oh, a very riveting story. Feel free to grab 1 subway token on your way out.
Ignore her. You were saying.
When I was 8, my daddy started beating me for what he called talking too soft or not walking right. By the time I was 12, everybody in town was talking about me. School became unbearable, so I quit. When I turned 16, I took a job washing dishes at our local restaurant.
Good Lord, child, do you have to go year by year? Can't you just skip ahead?
Well, last Friday night, this boy named Tom Gilbert showed up at the back door of the restaurant. He's definitely the most handsome boy in Stillmore.
And I'm sure that means absolutely nothing at all.
He was drunk.
he said, "I see the way you look at me when you think I ain't looking." Then he grabbed his crotch. "Is this what you want?" I didn't know what to say. Amateur. Then he came toward me, and I thought he was going to hit me, but instead, he whispered in my ear, "Meet me in 10 minutes at the rock down by the mill." My first time was going to be with Tommy Gilbert. So I ran home, I changed my clothes, and I ran back down to the mill, and there he was, leaning against a rock, smoking a cigarette in the moonlight. He looked like a movie star. He said, "Strip for me, baby. Get that in nice and hard."
You gotta love a man with a plan.
So I started taking off all my clothes and dancing to a slow song in my head until I was naked as the day I was born. "Tell me how much you want it." "I want it." "Say it like you mean it." "I want you more than anything in the whole world." He unzipped his pants. "Turn around, bend over, and don't look at me." So I did. Flash of light, then another, and another. I reached for my clothes, but they were gone. Faggot, queer, freak, kick in the face, punches in the stomach. They beat me until I passed out. I woke up naked in a pool of my own blood. Turns out Tommy had made a bet with the boys in town. So that same day I got on a bus, headed for New York. Willie here was a married, law-abiding citizen who got arrested for dancing with another man in a gay bar. The police broke his jaw, his ribs, and they put him in jail for a whole year. Oh, and Manny that lives back there? Manny was raped and molested by 3 of his straight uncles off and on after his mom died. He ran away from home at the ripe old age of 14. He was living on the street, eating out of garbage cans. Oh, and Joseph here,
A few years ago, I got caught in a compromising position as a family gardener.
Yeah, with O's in mouth.
It's owned by my friend, it's owned by my parents, thrown out onto the street like garbage. Sorry.
My point is that everybody got a story about how they ended up here.
What about you?
What about me?
What brought you here?
That ain't none of your business.
I'm sorry, I meant no disrespect.
I bet you never heard the name Fernando Rios down in Bumblefuck, Georgia, where you from. No, I can't say I have.
Well, today's your lucky day.
I was working at a little gay bar down in the French Quarter of New Orleans in September of 1958. After the show, I saw Fernando get propositioned by a very handsome young man. On their way back to the hotel, 2 more handsome young men grabbed Fernando, drug him in the alley where all 3 proceeded to beat him to death. They smashed his skull on the concrete. Turns out those 3 boys were just looking for a little fun. They decided to play a game called Roll the Queer. At trial, all 3 boys testified that Fernando had made homosexual advances towards one of the other boys, so all 3 were obligated to beat him to death. The coroner then testified that Fernando's skull was a lot thinner due to him being less of a man, a medical freak with an eggshell full of cream. They said had Fernando been a normal man, he would have survived the beat.
Can you please turn it down a notch? It's a bit early in the day to smash craniums, don't you think?
At trial, when the boys were found not guilty, the whole courtroom erupted with cheers and applause. And on the front page of every newspaper in the entire country, there was a picture of those boys. All 3 of them was hugging their mothers, kissing their girlfriends, had big smiles on their faces, and the caption read, "Justice served. Jury acquits student of deviance death."
Well, I promptly gathered my homemade gowns and my wigs, and I hightailed my black ass out of New Orleans. That's how I ended up here.
I swear to God, if I keep hearing this story again, I'm gonna jump out that window.
Oh, welcome, Regina. Where is she gonna sleep?
Where do you think?
Dorian! Dorian! Dorian!
Why are you screaming my name in the middle of the night, child?
First off, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Very well, what?
There is no room in this apartment.
Room for what? Oh, she arrived late last night. This is, what was your name again, sweetness?
Regina Harris, I christened her.
Formerly named Harris.
Ah, Miss Regina Harris, lovely. I see you're getting acquainted. Have you had breakfast yet, sweetie?
Whatever your name is, the inn is filled to capacity. You need to vamoose out the door. She had a good night's sleep. Now, will you scramble Miss Scarlet some eggs and please send her on her way?
My apologies. Velma seems to have misplaced her manners this morning.
Afternoon. And I'm going to misplace my foot right in Tisha's ass next time I see her.
Don't you think you're a bit long in the tooth for fisticuffs?
Why don't you just stagger back into your room and finish embalming yourself?
Alcohol helps me tolerate all of this.
All of what?
Mostly you.
Bitch! I was here long before you got here, and I'm gonna be here long after
What
you
an
got.
accomplishment.
If you don't like it, I suggest you stagger your drunk ass back to the gutter from which you came.
You two are giving Miss Regina here the wrong impression of us.
She's getting the right
We
impression.
are all already on top of each other as it is. I mean, we have to wait in line for the damn bathroom. I mean, everybody just keeps eating everybody else's food. You got Tricks and Johns coming in and out all hours of the day.
Are you done?
Fine. She can stay in his room.
There's barely enough room for me in that renovated closet.
Move some bottles around.
Don't you have a house to haunt?
You'll be bunking with Velma here.
I'll get a job.
Mm-hmm. That's what they all say. I got my good eye on you, bitch. And you better stay out of my stuff.
Pay her no mind. What Velma is trying to say is welcome to our humble abode.
Thank you. You've been very kind.
It's the second door on the left. We can go over the rules later.
I'll be no trouble at all. You'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sweet.
She couldn't even get matching trash bags? Stop.
Make yourself at home back there. Half that dresser's yours. Closet too.
Coffee, anyone?
Girl, you have got to stop taking in strays.
She's not a cat.
You don't know diddly squat about this child. I swear before God, if she kills me in my sleep, I'm coming back and I'm gonna hunt your ass for all eternity.
She's one of us. She needs a place to stay. Case closed. I mean, after all, who else is going to help us? if
We don't help us.
Well, it's the truth. Thank you, Donna. What the hell was that?
A deeply troubled soul.
Manny.
Who else?
Manny! Manny! Manuel Ortiz Diego, get out of here!
Hi, Dorian.
Oh, hello, Manuel.
You look pretty today.
Thank you. What did I tell you about bringing your dates home?
Get the money up front.
We talked about this. Ask him to leave.
I know, but this one's different.
Ooh, you can say that again.
That's Mr. Peterson. He's loaded. Big bucks. He lives in Connecticut. He's the president of a big company or something. Hey, cash out the wazoo. Dude digs being treated like a bad puppy. All he wants
is to be scolded and to sniff my crotch.
And play bury the bone.
Hey, that's the best part. No sex. He just wants to be my pet. He is the best thing ever.
You better go back there and check on Mr. Peterson because I'm pretty sure he is probably eating on our floor.
No! Bad boy! Bad boy! Hear me out. Every time I do a date, it costs the guy an extra $6 for the short stay. So I thought, why not do the date here and give you the $6 instead, huh? That can cover the rent of the apartment.
I can cover the mortgage on the building.
This is our home, sweetheart, not a brothel.
Pretty please, Dorian?
No!
Oh, but he's so cute. How can you say no to that face?
No! No more than twice a week. You can keep him in your room.
Oh, you're the best. Get in there! Bad boy!
And please, potty train his ass because being on our floor, that is really nasty. Going in order?
Yes, Joseph?
I'm running a little short this month, but I'm gonna pick up a few more shifts, maybe both full-time for a bit.
Ah! Over my dead body. You pay whatever you can. I can always add another topless number to the show if I need to.
Ugh, haven't the people suffered enough?
Remind me again, where are your tits? Oh yes, in a box.
Yours came in a box too, dear.
Thank you.
Don't worry, darling. Trust me, I'm not doing this for you. We're gonna need a good lawyer in the family. Now get back to those books. You were saying?
Once again, get a load of this. Apparently the Queen just endorsed buggery in the UK. It's called the Sexual Offences Act of 1967, Chapter 60. An amendment of law relating to homosexual acts in private. Oh, the Queen, no. Being adopted by the Queen's most excellent Majesty, by and with advice and consent of the Lords, blah, blah, blah. You must, it says, you must have 2 more people. Apparently orgies are off the table in a laboratory to which the public takes part. No glory holes. Sorry, Velma.
Okay, so that makes it legal for us to have sex if you are only with 2 people in a private location in England? Whoa.
Well, it's a start, darling.
Harlem home for the wayward homosexual. Who? I am so sorry. Nobody by that name lives here. Oh, you must be referring to the tall one with the fake boob. Give me that.
Hello. Oh, hello, darling. Some transient prostitute. Oh, that daddy, that sounds just divine, but I can't today.
She done gave up the poo-tang, now she's trying to play hard to get.
I know how you just adore surprises.
Oh, he should take you home to meet his family.
How on earth can you say such a thing? You know that you have ruined me for all other men.
Oh, brother, what a line.
Well, it's just that today is my sweet grandmama's birthday, and I promised to take her to Sardi's for lunch.
Girl, they would never allow you or your sweet grandma anywhere near Stoddard.
Keep it up. Make no mistake, you are by far the best I ever had.
And she's had most of Manhattan.
Excuse me a moment. Can I get a little privacy here?
No.
Where was I?
In the middle of a lie about him being the best.
How about right after the show tonight? Doesn't she have anything better to do? Every night, just like clockwork, there she is, front and center, giving me the stink eye.
Good for her, you shameless home wrecker.
Think of The freedom we could have if she wasn't hanging around every night.
Oh, Lord have mercy, now this bitch over here plotting to murder.
All I'm saying is we could spend some more time together. I don't know, sit in a park, go to a movie, eat in a restaurant. You know, do things like a normal couple. Oh, that amuses you, does it? Yes. Well, I've got a better idea. Why don't you go screw your wife? She looks like she needs it a hell of a lot more than I do. The nerve.
Ooh, you tell him, girl.
And you.
Come and tell me, all that
What do you think these are for? Looks like some sort of Jewish prayer card.
I just pray we get through all this.
Amen. How long are we supposed to sit here in the dark looking stupid?
Until you see the light.
Why are we doing this again?
Oh, it's for Joseph. It's one evening out of your life.
Hey, mate, you guys are never gonna guess what happened to me at work today.
You fell off the pole.
Ha ha. Hey, a guy came up to me at the club and he offered me a part in a Hollywood movie. Yeah, he said that he wants me. No. He said that he needs me to be in his next movie. He set up an audition for me and everything.
In Hollywood?
No, in his place, here in the city.
What studio does he work for?
I don't know. The role is a sexy bathhouse hustler who blackmails and seduces old rich men.
The story is old as time.
Hey, it's a whodunit, and the whole movie is about who killed me.
Look, this sounds legitimate to you, darling?
Yeah. Hey, here's his card.
Anyone could print up a card, Einstein.
All right, man, I'm not stupid. I know when a guy's trying to make it with me, and this guy's for real. Hey, I don't even think he's a queer.
Yeah, he probably just stumbled into the Gaiety by accident.
He said that I have real talent, and that he's gonna make me into a big movie star. He said that I have the star power of a young Marlon Brando.
That must have been one hell of a lap dance.
It's not like that. Hey, he could have chosen any other guys at that place, and he chose me.
You probably had the biggest talent.
Well, that's lovely, darling. But you be careful. Don't drink anything. You don't take any drugs from him. Go there, do your audition, and leave.
Girl. He probably making a snuff film. You know these perverts? They be going around picking up kids off the street, and then they take them, they tie them up, and they ain't never seen or heard from again.
On second thought, I'm going with you. You just got yourself an agent. Case closed.
Oh, groovy. Hey, talk to my agent.
If he turns out to be legitimate, I will back off and you can go ahead and become a great big movie star.
Well, will you be my date for the Oscars?
Oh, can you picture that?
Here, put this on, silly.
Where?
It's a yarmulke, Brando.
It's like some sort of Jewish hat.
Good, everyone's here.
Might as well talk on the audition, by the way.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Regina, we're starting.
hell is all this? Is that some weed? Is that a bone? And what the hell is that? I'm telling y'all, this is some Jewish voodoo shit.
I'm sure it's just the ingredients for a nice Jewish soup.
Nah, we gonna fuck around and summon Satan in this bitch. We need to blow out all these candles and we need to call Chicken Delight.
Wait, is that dinner? It looks like somebody ate all the meat off the ball.
Baby, that was part of the sacrifice.
Oh, there was no sacrifice. Jewish people have been doing this for thousands of years.
Girl, we ain't Jewish.
Joseph says you don't have to be. Joseph says it's a celebration of family and community.
You don't know what the hell you talking about, and Joseph, he don't know what the hell he doing. Now, I am telling y'all, you cannot fuck around with no shit like this. If you say one wrong word, it's gonna be raining frogs and locusts in this bitch for years.
Joseph has gone to a great deal of trouble to prepare for this evening's festivities.
Oh, bitch, please. He boiled an egg and then put some reefer in a bowl on top of a plate.
Don't forget about the nifty index cards.
I can't hear you.
Lord, Heavenly Father, please, as I come to you right now, I ask forgiveness. We know that doing all this Jewish voodoo shit is all wrong. Heavenly Father, I only ask that if you have to smite anybody, that you smite Dorian. She is the reason why we are sitting here in the dark about to fight over a ham bone. Amen.
Oh my, don't we look elegant?
You do know it's just us in here, right?
I made it. How do I look?
You look incredible.
So do you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
For God's sake, will you two fucking get it over with already? All this damn flirting is unnatural.
Don't be encouraging that.
Hey, the man's got a point.
Good, everyone's here. Wow. Look at you. Is it too much?
No.
It's perfect. You look beautiful. Let's start.
Can I ask you a question before we begin?
Yes.
Velma?
Have you now or have you ever been an ordained rabbi?
No, and I assure you, what we are about to do has nothing to do with religion.
That's what I was afraid of. I mean, are you even still Jewish? I mean, didn't they kick you out for all that mess with the gardener?
Really, Velma?
There was one gardener, singular, one. And yes, I am still a Jew. Nobody can put you out. Tonight, we celebrate a traditional Seder.
Question.
Oh, yeah, man.
Are we all going to be nibbling on that one little egg, huh? Because I can go to the store and get some more.
No, that's not dinner. That's part of the Seder. Dinner is later. A Seder is a Jewish ritual performed by a community retelling the story of the liberation of the Israelites from slavery in ancient Egypt. Blessed are you, God, monarch of the universe, who has sanctified us with your commandments and commanded us to wash our hands. We place this cup of wine in the center of the table for Elijah, the prophet. Who?
Elijah the prophet.
Who is said to visit every Seder. We invite Elijah to join us! Next is the blessing over the matzah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ha'ben hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
That'll do it. Come on in, Elijah. Fill us with your child.
Parsley on a platter represents springtime. Bitter herbs represents the bitterness of slavery. The chopped nut and apples are symbolic of the mortars used by the Israelite slaves to build the Pharaoh's monuments. The shankball represents Pashal sacrifice. And the egg is the universal symbol for springtime.
Hey, what's going on? Shh.
This year, we are servants here. Next year, we hope to be free in the land of Israel. Let us take it. Now you give us on the cards. First me, then you, then we eat. With the permission of the distinguished persons present, let us bless our God whose gifts we eat. Blessed be God, and blessed be the sacred name, oh blessed are you, eternal monarch of the universe, who feeds the whole world with your goodness, and grace, and kindness. Now you.
Blessed be God, blessed be the sacred name, oh blessed are you, eternal monarch of the universe, who feeds the whole world with your goodness, grace, and kindness.
What the fuck is up in here?
Oh, see, I told you, who to be gone, Satan be gone, I told y'all.
Velma, craziest ever.
Bobby.
Hey, babe, nice back. Miss me?
We're kind of in the middle of something here.
Oh, my main man Joe, give me some skin, brother.
Oh.
Take that hat.
Ay, vete a la mierda, mamabicho.
Little Manny, all grown up, looking good, kid. And who is this foxy young lady?
Hi, my name is Regina.
Pleasure to meet you, Regina. All my friends call me Bobby.
Nice to meet you too, Bobby.
I'm Willie. All my friends call me Willie.
Zach and Willie. Looks like I got here just in time. Get over here. That's more like it.
I thought you were living happily ever after in the Sunshine State.
I was, now I'm back. Look, we both fucked up. I want to give it another chance. Every minute I was down there, I was thinking about you.
He sounds like a broken record.
Look at me. Bottom line, I love you. There. That's it. I don't need to stand here looking stupid. Say something.
You can't just disappear for 2.5 years and then show up here unannounced and expect us to pick up where we left off.
I'm about to rock your world, baby.
You're pretty sure of yourself,
Aren't you?
What if there's a new man in my bed?
Kick him the fuck out.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. I get that big ass in the bedroom because I did not travel 1,287 miles for nothing. About to put a curtain on you, little lady. Before I'm done, you're going to be begging.
Well, you talk a good game.
You challenging me, bitch? You must have forgot who you're talking to. Don't make me tell you again. Move it.
Oh. Hello, Dorian. Hello.
Oh, another stellar performance by Mr. Robert Worley.
Who was that?
Dorian's drug-addicted, good-for-nothing ex-boyfriend.
Yes, children. Hold on to your coins because that low-life gutter rat, he will steal the stink out of a skunk's ass.
Alright, so just like that, he's back? Huh? Hey, did you see him? It's like you put a spell on her or something.
Maybe he's just passing through. Hopefully he'll be gone in a few days.
Oh, he seems nice enough. I think it's romantic. Maybe he's her one true love. Maybe they're destined to be together forever.
Oh, shut up. I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. It's just, why can't you see what a jerk off he is?
It's the dick. I mean, I have a good authority. It hangs down to his knees.
So what?
You can't expect a girl to think straight in the presence of something like that.
Oh, the phone that love yous around so soon? He must be good and desperate this time.
What about this satyr? Aren't we gonna finish?
We already done conjured up Satan. What more do you want?
Let's just see. Somebody put on some music.
Where are you?
Manny, dance with me.
not in the mood, alright? I'm going to bed.
Please, just one itty bitty dance. She'll be fine. I mean, did you see the way she came to life the moment they locked eyes on each other?
I thought he was gone. Forever this time.
I think it is the sweetest thing in the world that you want to protect Dorian, but she's in love, Manny, and you need to be happy for her. Now let me see that smile. Come on, there it is.
Hey, have I told you how beautiful you look today?
Tell me again.
You look like an angel, and I am the luckiest dude in the world.
I'm the lucky one.
Hey, you'll never guess what happened to me at work today. A guy came up to me at the club, and he offered me a part in a Hollywood movie. Yeah, I mean, I still have to audition, but if I get it, this could change everything.
That's great. I didn't know you were an actor, too.
Oh, I act all day. Believe me, you gotta be one hell of an actor to do what I do for a living. First, you gotta figure out who they want you to be, and you gotta act like that's who you are. Then you gotta act like the guy turns you on. And then, and this is the hardest part, you gotta close your eyes and act like you did whatever he's paying you to do.
I could never.
It's not always about sex. Yeah, you're dancing naked in a room full of strangers and they're all staring at your dick. That ain't normal. It could be a real head trip, you know? But I dig it. You know, most guys come into the club and they just want to get their rocks off and split. But for some, a lap dance or a private show is the only time they ever even get to touch another guy. I got guys that come back week after week after week because I make them feel loved. Even if it is for only 15 minutes at a time.
Well, you are a very special person.
Hey, what do you mean by special? You know, that can go either way.
You're perfect.
Well, we could be perfect together tonight.
But not here. The walls are so thin. I want our first time to be special, like in the movies. In a beautiful hotel room with silk sheets and rose petals and candles and champagne.
You know, you just happen to be dancing with a guy who knows a guy who happens to work the front desk at the world famous Ritz-Carlton.
Don't fuck with me.
Oh, and then I happen to mention that he happens to owe me a favor.
The Ritz-Carlton?
Yeah. Give me a couple of days to set it all up, alright? I'll take care of everything. All you gotta do is show up.
Can I ask you a serious question? Do you like me better like this, or the way I was?
I like whatever you like.
What if I got the operation?
I'm using the back door no matter what.
Seriously!
Alright. Seriously, you have my heart. Regina Harris. I have never felt this way about anyone, ever, in my entire life. I don't care what parts you have or you don't have, because I love you. And all I want is to be your man, as long as I live. Is that pushing enough for you?
The next year in Harlem.
Tell me you love me for real. If it don't work out, then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye.
Morning.
Good morning. Joseph just went in. He doesn't take very long.
Mind if I wait out here with you?
Not at all. The hot water only lasts 5 minutes at a time.
I can be quick if I have to.
You could go first if you like.
Or we could go together. That was a joke.
How was your first night? As if I didn't know. I mean, I wasn't eavesdropping or anything. It's just the walls are so thin.
Let's reclaim my territory.
It sounded like you two were moving furniture around in there.
Well, we moved the dresser too. You should have joined us.
I don't think Dorian would have liked that very much.
Probably not. Can't blame the cat for trying.
Joseph says you were a biker in a gang.
Did that turn you on? Where's that accent from?
Stillmore, Georgia.
No shit, I'm from Marietta.
Get out of here.
Born and raised.
You don't sound like a country boy.
That's because in the city now, you gotta go with the flow, sweetheart. Trust me, there's a whole lot of country under this here town.
You joke a lot. What?
You are the prettiest queen I have ever seen.
Thank you.
You got a boyfriend?
Manny and I are not.
Is he taking care of business?
We're not at the taking care of business stage quite yet.
Why not?
We want our first time to be special.
Dorian says you walk down the street just like a woman and blend right in. That is the sexiest thing I've ever heard.
I don't know how sexy it is. I just keep my head down. I never speak to anyone. I just go to work and come home. That's it.
And where do you work?
A place down on East 25th Street called Miss Bella's. I just sweep up hair and shampoo for now, but one day I want to own my own salon.
Oh, in a face like that, you should be a Playboy bunny. I could make a few calls.
Calls for who?
I'm telling you, you could be the first he-she bunny. You're just as pretty as any of those girls. All you need is some tits.
Tits don't grow on trees.
I helped Dorian buy hers. I could help you too.
You should be with big old titties.
I am. If you keep talking like that, I can't be responsible for what happens next.
There you go again.
Sirius has a heart attack.
Dorian has been very good to me.
Oh, me too.
Well, I thought you two were in love.
We have fun together, yeah. She do her thing, I do mine. That don't mean you and me can't move a little furniture around sometime. Good morning, Joey.
Robert?
Empty, pretty lady?
Oh, no, you go first. I'm gonna make a pot of coffee. Do you want some?
Sure. Can you hand me that? And keep it hot.
Excuse me?
The coffee.
Oh.
Keep it hot.
Morning!
Oh, morning.
Child, I didn't sleep a wink last night. All that hollering and banging. They sound like pigs on the construction site. Now she back there all sexed up and passed out.
Why? Oh my God, people are trying to sleep.
Oh, I am so sorry. I was just making myself a little breakfast.
In the living room. Where's Bobby?
Gone, hopefully.
He's still in the shower, I think.
My, you two were energetic last night.
Woo, girl.
Don't you be girling me. You sounded like two dogs in heat. Please tell me you are seriously not considering getting back with that biker?
Not that it's any of your beeswax, but he swears he's off that stuff for good, and I believe it.
He is a con man. He said whatever you wanted to hear. I mean, do I gotta remind you of everything that happened the last time he was here?
No. I'm going back to bed. You have a lovely day.
He is a no good bum. He ain't never been good, and he ain't never gonna be good. Now, a black cloud follows that shine wherever he goes. He ain't nothing but a low-life junkie who will say and do anything for a quick fix. Now, you have had your fun. It is time to kick his lying, broke ass to the curb before he strikes again.
And who are we talking about? Sounds like a real asshole.
Ugh. I mean, you could do so much better.
Did it ever occur to you that I might not want to do better?
Oh, that's my girl, aiming low. Good morning, Velma. Sleep well?
Here's your coffee.
Oh, no time for coffee. Get that ass back in that room. Time for round 5. Bonus round.
You are an animal. Mm-hmm. True words were never spoken. Pardon us.
What happened last time?
Girl, he stole all of our rent money, then he beat up some random guy, then he ran off to Florida where he got arrested for stealing a car. He blamed it on the heroin, talking about he got hooked in some Vietnam. Oh my goodness. Goodness had nothing to do with it, dear.
What got you up so early?
One guess.
Are they still at it? Between them and the Westminster Kennel Club in there, I was up all night.
What are we gonna do?
I'm getting earplugs. Hopefully she'll come to her senses in a few days. What else can we do?
Hire a hitman?
You do that. I'm running late. Just went in the fridge from last night.
Bye, baby.
Hey, where's Josie?
Oh, what's that?
Dang, I need some pot.
And he just walked out. You can also catch him in the hallway.
Hey, Joseph! Wait up!
Don't you come over here. You growl at me one more time and I'm gonna neuter your ass.
What do you say you and me call truce, Velma?
Not as long as I got breath in my body.
Fair warning, I fight dirty.
Is there any other way?
Then it's war.
Oh, you bet your motherfucking ass it's war.
Ain't got time to take a fast train. I don't care much money I gotta spend. Got to get back to my baby again. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. But she wrote me a letter, said she couldn't live without me no more. Listen, mister, can't you see I got to get back to my baby once more. Anyway, you take it for an aeroplane. Ain't got time to take my fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. But she wrote me a letter, said she couldn't live without me no more. Listen, mister, can't you see I got to get back to my baby once
Later, babe. Enjoy the show? You got something on your mind? Say it.
This is low down, even for you.
The kid ain't never been with the real man.
She still has it.
It was good enough for you.
Ancient history. All that bull about being in love with Dorian. I knew you were still full of shit.
She does her thing, I do mine. Mind your business.
Regina is a 17-year-old kid.
The bitch is begging for it, so I gave it to her. What's the problem?
You are a slimy leech that preys on the weak. That is my problem. I ain't never liked you.
Watch your mouth, Granny.
Poor Dorian.
She gets hers. Oh, you can't wait to run and tell her, can you? I saw Regina play with Bobby's Willie. Grow the fuck up.
Is that my jewelry box?
Don't know.
So it just grew legs and walked out here on its own?
Guess so. Nice.
Put it down.
Yeah, what kind of stones is this?
I said put it down.
Don't nobody want this fake ass shit.
But you still holding it?
You wear all this crap when you're in drag? The kid in there can pass for a real woman. Your face is too hard, yeah. You ain't fooling nobody.
And neither are you. How long have the two of you been sneaking around behind my sister's back?
The kid has got some real talent. She could teach your old ass some new tricks.
You are just a horrible excuse for a human being. No morals and no scruples.
Yeah. So if you got 20 bucks, you can let me hold
Are you out of your ever-loving mind?
I'll get it back to you.
Why don't you just try getting a job, you low-life bum? I mean, don't you ever get tired of living off other people?
Bitch, I will jack your way.
Oh, you don't strike no fear in here.
Tell you what, you shut your big mouth and let me hold 20 bucks. I'll let you finish me off. Go ahead, touch it. I've seen you staring at it.
As appealing as that proposition may be, I emphatically decline.
Ooh, big fancy words. Bitch, please, you're from the sticks of Alabama, just like me.
And?
You know what your problem is?
Do tell.
You think you're hot shit because you spent a few weeks in college. Bitch, you ain't nothing but another skinny fag that takes it up the ass.
Oh, you are just a vile excuse for a human being. And vile, you see? Now that means nauseating and unpleasant.
I'll tell you what's vile. That old ass pussy you peddling, now that's what's vile.
Now, one redeeming quality.
I got a big dick.
A dick is not a quality.
Mine is. As long as I got this bad boy, I'll never be broke. Back in Florida, I had a whole bunch of rich bitches buying me anything I wanted.
Florida? Rich bitches? Oh, child, please. Back in Florida, you were in prison. The Sumter Correctional Institute down in Bushnell, if I'm not mistaken. I bet your dad's car was filled every night in there. I hear in there you don't get to pick who leaves.
What you need is a big, strong motherfucker to slap you around with. Hold you down, make you take it like a little bitch you are. You like it rough, don't you? What's the matter? The cat got your tongue? Tell you what, since the kid got me halfway there, you can hop on daddy's lap for just 10 bucks. That's less than $1 an inch. You ain't never gonna find a better deal than that.
So, let me get this straight. You offering me marked down dick?
Wanted it out.
I'd rather be eaten by a pack of wild vaginas.
Fucked up attitude. Make it 40 and keep your trap shut about what you saw today, or I'll tell Dorian all the nasty details about New Year's Eve.
Oh, you ruined a lifelong friendship over 40 bucks.
Sounds like a small price
But
to pay.
she'd be devastated.
Probably.
And who you gonna freeload off of?
Price just went up to 50.
60, 70, 80? I hate to bust your little blackmailer bubble, but I told Dorian everything the second I sold it up. And stay the fuck out of my room. Oh.
Hey,
Who?
Joseph, we call an emergency room meeting at 3 o'clock this afternoon. What time?
About 3.
I'll be in my room.
Hey, Stub, you got a few bucks you could let me hold?
I wish I could. I'm on welfare. But try the men's room in Penn Station. I hear it's a happening spot. Try it out.
You went out on the street like that?
Something wrong with the way I look?
Nothing at all.
I thought you had a job interview today.
Gotta change it to tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Would you be a sweetheart and run out and get me some smokes? I'm all out.
You can take one of mine.
And milk. We eat milk.
I got all the milk you need right here, little lady. Charming. I think I'll stay. I hear we're having a meeting.
Please.
You got beef with me, Joey?
It's Joseph, and as a matter of fact, I do.
Lay it on me.
Perhaps we should do this another time.
No, let's do it now. Looks like Joseph here has something he needs to say.
Don't know word?
Give us a moment, please.
We're in 2nd grade now. Speak up, little man.
Oh, what on earth happened to your face?
I got into a fight at work.
With who? Over what? Am I gonna have to go down there?
With another dancer. We got into it over one of his regulars.
Damn, he whooped that ass.
Yo, he's still here?
You see me, don't you?
I got suspended for a week.
You need to quit that place anyway.
And do what, huh? I'm good at my job.
You need to go back to school while you're still young.
His dumb ass needs to learn how to duck and weave.
He is far from dumb.
If you say so.
Hey, at least I got a job, huh?
Yeah, if you call shaking your naked ass for a bunch of old fags a job.
You need a trade. There's nothing wrong with dancing or turning the occasional trick, but you need something you can fall back on.
And dicks don't count.
You could be a fireman or a mechanic. You love cars.
Or a bus driver, or an electrician.
Or a brain surgeon, or a rocket scientist.
I can help
You
you
know what?
into a good trade school.
Why are we talking about this, huh? I got a 6th grade education.
Plenty of successful people drop out of school, honey.
In 6th grade?
We'll all help you.
Look at me. You can do whatever you put your mind to. Just give it some thought, okay?
Yeah, there's nothing sadder than a 40-year-old hooker.
Oh, you should know.
Oh, snap!
Oh, suck a dick.
Man, the dog is leaping.
Nobody's leaping nowhere. Go put some ice on that.
You gotta tell that boy something he's got to get dealt with.
Dorian!
Fine, let's get it over with.
Everyone! The meeting's starting!
I thought I broke that damn bell.
Hey, what happened?
Me and her had a rather serious conversation.
About what?
It was girl talk.
What happened to you?
Oh, he got his ass beat by another faggot.
Yo, if you call me a faggot one more time,
Faggot. This meeting will come to order.
Oh, this kid loves props.
I've called this meeting today because some of us are not happy with our current living situation. Once again, things are coming up missing. Now, I'm not here to accuse anyone, but this has got to stop today. This place is a sanctuary for some of us, and that sanctuary is being violated by a thief. The 18-karat gold cufflinks that I inherited from my great-grandfather on my bar mitzvah are gone, and I want them back!
hey, my mother's wedding ring is gone too.
And $75 I had hidden in the back of my dresser in a sock is also missing.
Clearly, there's a thief among us.
My 14-karat gold chain is going missing too, but I might have just misplaced it.
Yo, where's your stuff?
You need to stop talking like Jimmy.
So I'm the scapegoat.
Are you on that stuff again?
What stuff? Somebody probably broke in here and stole all that shit. This is a bad neighborhood.
It's worse since you got here.
Manny.
No, I know what's going on here. A classic railroad job. This is America. And in America, you're innocent until proven guilty. Didn't they teach you that in law school, counselor?
If you say you did it and you promise that...
I don't promise you shit! This is starting to piss me off!
Tell us where our stuff is! Where is our stuff?
Ask me again, I'll break your fucking jaw!
See, I told you we should have locked his ass down and called the cops.
You did this, didn't you, bitch?
Oh, it's always somebody else's fault.
You're just jealous and mad because nobody wants your old stank
Oh,
ass!
I do just fine, thank you.
Look at me. You said you could always tell when I'm lying here. Look at me. I did not steal that stuff. Do you believe me?
You're not gonna sweet talk your way out of this.
Do you want me to go? I said, do you want me to go?
It's time for a vote.
No, I take my walking papers from Dorian and only Dorian. You dig? Meeting over.
No, not quite. It is an undeniable fact that since you moved back in here, our stuff has started disappearing again. That being said, this is still a Democratic household. So, by show of hands, who votes that Mr. Worley here be evicted, effective immediately?
Wow. Everything you said, just words, huh?
You left the pawn ticket in your jacket pocket.
My pocket. Fuck you! Fuck all of you! You want me out of this rope strap, I'm gone!
And good riddance.
I should fuck you up before I go.
No! You should go before we fuck you up!
I don't ever want to see a big ugly man face again. I should slap the shit out of you.
Hey, try it and I'll stomp you out.
We all will.
Somebody better get my stilettos, because you're going to be pulling rhinestones out of the crack of that ass for years.
If I was you, I'd kick rocks, as the kids say.
Be ashamed if this rat-infested shithole of a building was to burn to the ground with all you fucking faggots in it!
Meeting adjourned.
Hey, we did it.
Tomorrow we change the locks. Tonight, we celebrate.
And good riddance. Dorian?
Oh, Dorian. He was just a bump in the road.
You want a swig?
It was all for the best. You'll see. You'll see.
And I'll never do it again. I can't live without you. You've been singing the same tired-ass song for years. Get out!
Yo, show up here again and there's gonna be trouble. Shut the hell up. Make me.
I'm calling the
police. Down somewhere. This is between me and Dorian.
He means Dorian and I, don't you? Proper grammar. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Well, just give me 2 minutes, and if you want me to go, I will. Can we get a little privacy here?
Hell no!
Everyone, give us a minute. I'll be fine, really.
See, she'll be fine. You're all so dramatic around here.
2 minutes and I'm calling the cops. 2!
Good night, Dorian.
Manny?
Hell no. All right, I'll go. But I'll be 10 steps away, and I'm gonna have my blade in my hand.
Manny?
I'm staying right here, right? Gates closed.
Yes.
Okay, here goes. I'm sorry about everything I said to you the other day. I didn't mean it. You tore my fucking heart out. It's like when we're alone together, and I'm united shopping armor, and you're my beautiful princess. The truth is, we're just a couple of freaks getting it on behind closed doors. And then you kicked me out. I got high. And I'm hooked again. But it feels different this time, like I just want everything to end. Look at me. I love you. I do. I loved you since the day I laid eyes on you. And if you were a real woman, we'd be married with a couple of kids by now, but you're not. I wish I could be that man out there on the street like you want me to be, but I can't.
And I don't mean I don't love you. I might not know how to show it, but I know how I feel. You're the only reason I came back to New York. The only person that makes me smile. It ain't easy for a man like me to ask for help, but I'm asking. A week ago you said you'd love me forever. You shouldn't say shit like that if you don't mean it. Bottom line, if you let me walk out that door tonight, I'm gone forever. And we'll never know if we could have lived happily ever after. Wow. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's try it one more time. Take it from, it ain't easy for a man like me. This time, try to work up a tear or two, huh? Maybe drop on your knees. It's time to write a new chapter. What the hell does that mean? It means back to the men's room for you. What'd you say? We all know how you get your heroin cash, Trixie.
Oh, for fucking that! Enough! You need to go.
So that's it?
I'm done playing the fool for you.
You are just like all the rest.
So are you.
Alright, your 2 minutes are up. Get out, or I'll put you up.
So you think you're a big man now, huh?
110%.
That's why your little whore in there came to me begging for dick.
No, you wish.
She ain't much to look at, but the bitch sure knows how to slob it off. I will give her that.
Yeah, dream on.
Hand to God, second day I was here, your true love in there walked in on me in the shower, and the next thing I know, she's down on her knees begging me for it. So I gave it to her.
You're a fucking liar.
Pay him no mind, man. Don't blame her. One taste of this bad boy and bitches get hooked. The first time I ran up in there, she took it like a...
Yo, shut your dirty mouth!
Stop. Enough. Look, even if she did...
She didn't, alright? I know that for a fact.
Son, people do some dark and twisted shit when they think nobody's looking. You don't believe me? Ask your Aunt Velma. She walked in on us one day. Go ahead, ask her. I dare you. What's the matter, big man? Scared of telling the truth? That was uncalled for. Velma was right about you. You are nothing but a low-life leech. I curse the day I ever laid eyes on you. If you ever show up here again, darken this doorstep one more time, I'll call the cops myself. Oh. Get off! Stop! Oh, stop!
She's out of time. And when I thought she was it was too late. She's out of time. She found a mountain that was far too high. And when she found out she couldn't fly, it was too late. She's gone too far, she's lost the sun. She's gone undone. She wanted truth, but all she got was lies. Came the time to realize, and it was too late. She's gone. She didn't know what she was headed for, and when I found what she was headed for,
Just back from lunch. Great little Chinese spot around the corner. Best moose you got in the entire city. You hungry?
I have nothing else left to say.
Tell you what, you tell me everything you know about the murder, and I'll ask the prosecutor's office to go easy on you. I mean, let's face it, you know, spring chicken. Prison? Be tough for an old bird like you.
I'm not saying not one word.
Oh, but you will. You see, it's my job to get to the truth by any means necessary.
Are you threatening me?
I got a real good track record when it comes to getting confessions.
Whoop-de-doo for you.
Last week I had a guy, a real tough guy, sitting right where you are now, telling me to kiss his ass. 2 hours later, singing like a bird.
2 hours? Your lips must have been tired.
I'm done playing games with you. So you start talking, as I start filling out this report.
Oh, please, God, no, not the report.
During the investigation, Mr. Parker became enraged and attacked me, kicking me and scratching me. The suspect was severely injured as I tried to restrain him. Mr. Parker was then arrested and taken into custody for the charges listed below.
You lay one hand on me and
so what? Look around. No cameras, no witnesses, just the word of an 8-year decorated detective and an old, beat up drag queen. Ball's in your court. That's a sports reference.
Don't say another word. Joseph Randolph Schwartz, Esquire. Perhaps you've heard of me.
You represent him?
Mr. Parker is a close personal friend of mine. And yes, I am his attorney. Enlighten me, Detective Dombrowski. Why is my client bound by his wrists like some wild animal? Is it because of the color of his skin? Uncuff him now. No? Wait. Look oppressed. More. Got it. Now uncuff him. Oh, and where can I find Captain Doherty? Naturally, we will be pressing charges. After the dust settles, you will more than likely be losing your job.
And I'm always looking for more backup dancers.
I'm just asking Mr. Parker a few questions. The handcuffs were for his own protection.
Is that the best lie you can come up with?
Did he get you? Don't answer that. I live for cases like this. New York City detective handcuffs and beats 57-year-old legendary drag performer.
We can work on the headline later.
Listen, all the lesbians getting all worked up as we speak. You are about to become a very famous man, Detective Dombrowski.
I'm just doing my job, man.
That'll be for a jury to decide.
Nothing I did here today was illegal. You have no grounds for a lawsuit.
Don't I? I have made a career out of shining light on the dirty little practices of bullies and power.
Ooh, and he's definitely a bully.
Okay. Mr. Parker here was discriminated against because of his race, age, or sexual orientation.
None of that is true!
Truth is subject to interpretation, Detective. I've got an army of very ambitious interns at my disposal. One word from me, and they will crawl up that perfectly chiseled ass of yours with a magnifying glass. Every arrest, every conviction, every interrogation. Do you get the picture?
Clearly. Mr. Parker has been questioned, and I've come to the conclusion that he was in no way involved in Robert Willie's murder.
That's a step in the right direction.
A step?
That's right, my attorney said step.
I need to confer with my client.
Just committed a felony!
And there's plenty million more where that came from. That was for the beat up old drag queen comment.
Mr. Parker has agreed not to press charges against you for your unprofessionalism this afternoon. I strongly suggest you leave before he changes his mind. Do not contact my client ever again.
You're free to go. Think of anything else, contact the precinct.
Will do. Goodbye, Detective Dombrowski.
See yourselves out, and you can keep the photographs as souvenirs.
No, thank you. Oh, and Detective, when you speak of this, and you will, please be kind. You sure took your sweet time getting here.
Oh, did that big bad detective ruffle your feathers?
You know he was dead wrong for blurting out my alleged age like that.
Darling, you're looking around at 57.
I look incredible for 27. But that's beside the point.
It's been way too long. How have you been?
You know, I've been alright up until today.
Don't give it another thought. Where are you headed? Can I give you a lift somewhere?
He's still haunting us.
I haven't thought about him in years.
I mean, they had a picture of him. His face was all rotted off. It all just came flooding back to me.
It wasn't your fault.
God, I wish that were true.
Look at me. Drop it. All of this is ancient history.
I have to tell you.
What? I'm all ears.
That day, I'm the one that took all our stuff. And then I took the pawn ticket and I put it in his jacket pocket with the edge hanging out because I knew Dorian was going to find it.
Wait a minute. So, you didn't...
It was me. I just wanted him to be gone.
Damn. That is some next level shit. Remind me to never get on your bad side.
I swore I was going to take all that to my grave.
Good idea. No reason for either one of us to ever speak of this again.
Yes, I know, but I...
Nothing. It's not like you pulled the trigger. He died due to a series of unfortunate events, most of which he brought upon himself. It happened the way it did, and there is nothing you or I can do about it now. I say we leave the past in the past where it belongs. You know, I get paid $400 an hour for sound legal advice like that.
You know, I see your picture in the papers all the time. You know, you're making a real difference out there. I am just so proud of you, Joseph.
Thank you. I'm trying to break a good fight.
And how's the little lady doing?
In the words of a dead poet, she give her a thing, I do mine.
Oh, too soon? Well, what are you doing the rest of the afternoon? Why don't you take it off? Let me buy you lunch.
I wish I could. We're opening a new office in LA next month, and I've got a stack of papers filed on my desk that are time sensitive.
All work and no play? Now I'm taking you to lunch, followed by cocktails and more cocktails, case closed.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for showing up today.
Oh, thanking my ass. I'm billing you for this.
Thank you so much.
So much. After all, who else is going to help us if we don't help us?
Words of wisdom.
Shall we?
You know, I heard about this fabulous little Chinese restaurant around the corner.